You can probably tell I'm in a bit of a cylinder mood at the moment. So in my garage, I've had this 303 for several months now. I think I bought it either January or February this year. And all I've done to it is cleaned it up in the bag housing and obviously on the outside. I took the suppressor off, but at the time, I didn't really know how to take the motor apart, like to take the clips off, pull out the carbon brushes and service the inside. So I've since learned. So it's going to be a job for me in a couple of weeks or so. Nice afternoon spent in the garage just clearing up a vintage vacuum. But I thought what I'd do, seeing as I've done the 302, let's get its replacement out. Give it a go now, and when we switch it off, you'll probably hear a bit of a whine in the motor. I think it's struggling a bit. Hopefully, when I come to do this again, or record a video of it again in a few weeks' time, we might hear a bit more positive difference. Famous last words. So, looks pretty much the same as the 302. It's the same body. I think this is the fourth incarnation of this design. I think there was a 91, then a 94, then the 302, and then finally this one. It'd be interesting to know whether they still have this design anywhere around the world at the moment, because I know in some countries certain aspects of these kind of vintage designs still go on. So if anyone knows, let me know. Anyway, just a bit up close. We've got the 303 badge, made in England. Branding on the side with the badge, same as the later 302. On the back, what do we have? Rating sticker. I don't know if you can see that. I'll try and put it near. If not, I'll read it out. You notice it's got this Electrolux on the bottom of it rather than Electrolux. I believe, I could be wrong, but Electrolux is like the branding that they tried to foist onto everybody to sort of suggest that it's like the lower end of the range. So you've got your 87 and your later 96, 302 and then 303 all have this Electrolux. I think it's just to say it's like the value range, or you know, the bottom end. I think this was like the lower middle part of the tier when there were 4 vacuums. But anyway, model Z303, product number, even I can't read it, 9005435, I think that says, and serial number 019, so that's 19th week of 1980. I think this had a short production run. I think it was only out for 2 or 3 years. So it's sort of in the middle. 650 watt motor, so exactly the same as the 302 in that respect. And then in our little bag housing, same jobby, cloth bag. It's got a bit of rust showing on it, but actually the inside, let's see if I can tilt this, pretty clean. There's a little bit of rust at the bottom, but yeah, pretty nice. I think this came from Rotherham. It was from a house clearance. And like I say, because I haven't actually serviced the motor, I've not really used it. But it cleaned up pretty nicely. I've polished it with Vuplex, but it has been sat outside for a number of months. Now, I have got some tools with it. So I've got the original hose, what I believe to be the original hose. So it's squish proof, 3-end lug, and it's got the suction control a bit like the previous 302 side to side. So it's exactly the same, just red plastic. So we've got this that we can plug in. I also have a crevice tool in black and 2-way dusting tool, butterfly tool, flying fanny, whatever you prefer to call it. Just had a bit of polish, well, a bit of a wipe and then a bit of polish, and that seems to be fine. Extension tube I've got as well. However, there was no floor tool with it, and I believe that this would have come with the deluxe flip over floor tool, the angled one, but in black. I've looked everywhere. I've been scouring eBay. Nothing seems to have appeared. There was one at one point on eBay a few months ago where there was the machine and the floor head for near on £100. I think the chap wanted for it. I contacted him and said, would you sell the floor head separately? He wasn't interested, all or nothing. I thought, well, I don't want another 303 because I've already got one. So for the purposes of this, I'm afraid I'm going to have to use the one that I've got for the 305. So it's the same thing, it's just the colour's different. You know, if one ever turned up, then great. Anyway, let's put these tools to one side. We'll get this plugged in, and then I'll just give it a quick run over. It's more just to show the set, well, to let us hear the sound of the motor so that we can compare it to when I sort of fix the motor, as it were, or at least giving it a bit of a service. And then once that's been done, and if it is a success, fingers crossed, I'll do a bit of a longer video, take it around the house and show the tools off on the stairs and that kind of thing. So let's get set up and get her running. Quite strong, the suction. I'm having difficulty pulling it across the carpet. New here. Okay. Bit of a growl, but I have to say, it performed really well. got really good strong suction. Yeah, I mean it smells okay. Doesn't smell particularly stinky. So it performed well. I had to open the, I can't get my words out tonight. Suction control, that's the word I was looking for. I had to open that at one point around here because I physically couldn't move this wretched thing over the carpet. I mean, part of it is probably because this isn't great, but it was the suction. It was just so strong. So it is pretty impressive. Good little machine. So I will look forward to doing this one up, or at least doing up the motor, and seeing how we get on. But yeah, they're not very common. You don't see many of them around. And I know that Mr. Steve from Vintage Appliance Emporium is after one of these, and to be honest, I would quite like it to go to him because I know he's got all the other three of this design. I've sent him an email, but he's not replied, but I'm not sure. I think he might have quite a bit on his plate at the minute. And I've never spoken to him before, so he probably thinks, who's this strange person contacting me? But anyway, I'll have a go at getting this motor serviced in the coming weeks, now that autumn is close at hand, fall in America. See if it improves it. To be honest, it doesn't really need improving. It's only that wind down that sounds a bit tight, but yeah, we'll put her through her paces and see how things go. But yeah, pretty impressed with that. It's a good little machine. Any comments? Any suggestions? Anybody's got the black tool for it? Let me know. we'll do something with it. But yeah, smart little machine. More to come.